guys, this is Tattoo Tony. Welcome back. Thanks for watching. Today we're exploring an abandoned nursing home that was originally built turn of the century, maybe right before the turn of the century, on the north side of St. Louis in what used to be a very desirable area to live in because it was on the outer edge of the city and away from industrial smog and kind of up on a hill. This was originally built as an Orthodox Jewish nursing home, and it went through some changes over the years. You can see one of the Star of Davids on the side of the building. That's the old part of the building. Eventually it became some other sort of nursing home, and they added on to this building in the 60s and made it much larger. At the end of its life, it was a homeless shelter run by a religious organization, and due to debt and cost of maintenance, it shut down. Something that you might find interesting is that after its life as a homeless shelter, it was still a shelter to the homeless, many of which had substance abuse issues. And the reason that I say that is because of some of the things that we found in this building every time that we explored it. Now this is the front of what I believe would have been maybe a synagogue or a place of worship. And this is actually my first time going into this part of the building and showing it. The last time, a couple of years ago, that me and Andrew came here, there were people in the building, and we had just went through a bunch of rooms that people were staying in, and we got kind of freaked out because it sounded like a bunch of people coming up the stairs, and we just left and never made it here. Now, if you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and make sure you guys tap the bell. If you hit the bell button, it'll notify you every time I put up a new video. Now, I don't think this building will be here much longer.
I thought you were over this place, dude. I thought you were over this place.
I am.
You're over this place after seeing this room?
Yeah, I don't know. I've been just... What?
Man, I gotta edit so much of your words out of here, dude.
Now, about a year ago, I remember seeing this building on the local news, and I think there was a congressman or somebody, I don't know, I'm not even going to mention him, give those guys any more publicity. But in any case, they were talking about what a blight it was to the neighborhood, etc., etc. And then I saw a sign saying that they had tried to auction this building off. When we were out front, I spoke to a couple people from this neighborhood, and they both told me that they thought at some point soon this building would be raised. Now, I was kind of...
Yeah. You were.
I was kind of fed up and tired of using my stabilizer. We also filmed the last church that I did this day, and I decided to take the camera off the stabilizer, and I'm kind of sorry I did, but hopefully you guys still enjoy this. There are some really interesting shots here. The one thing that I think, though, is that when the footage is shaky, it does give you some sort of extra perception about what it's like to walk across these floors with all the rubble and bricks and everything laying around. I was also pretty sick when I filmed this, so believe it or not, filming these places takes a lot of energy, or creative energy, and a sharp mind, and I had an absolutely terrible cold when I went and did this. Now, if you haven't been over to Andrew's channel, Old and Fat Exploration, go check it out. He's very talented, and he's got some drone footage of the building. It's just an awesome video. You gotta check it out. Now, when we got into this part of the building, we actually heard some people moving right down in that direction, through a doorway in the back where there's a cafeteria. And we got kind of freaked out for a second because it was definitely people moving in the building. I actually pulled out a knife and kind of backed off and hid behind that pillar. That's what I was doing there. And then I decided, instead of leaving, to go forward with the camera on. And if there was some sort of interesting encounter, I'd film it. And if I needed to run, there's several ways to get out of the building. Now, coming up shortly in the video, you're going to see some places in this part of the building where people have been sleeping and finding refuge. Also, parts of this building are completely full of clothing, and some areas have kids' playthings. See all this stuff here? I assume this is donations or remnants from when it was a homeless shelter. And I would think that they would have left some of these things behind, and then after the homeless shelter was shut down and people continued to come in and sleep in the building, they may have rummaged through these things looking for things that would be useful and left them scattered. I'd also like to say thank you. I noticed I have a few new Patreon supporters. I haven't had a lot of time to get on there. I'm going to have to restructure Patreon. You really don't make much off these videos as far as monetization, maybe $2, $3. And it really does help us continue to make more videos. Just came up with an idea where I'd like to maybe just set one thing that I can handle, and that might be at a certain level, I print kind of like a postcard that's a photograph from the building and sign it and mail it out. I'm still tossing that up. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. Material safety data sheet. You can see some sleeping bags, and in these couple rooms back here in the deep freezer and the room next to this that you're about to see, I believe there were people also sleeping here. See all the cigarette butts, the gloves, lighters, underwear, purses. Now, I've noticed in some abandoned places I've been where there would be no cause for it, like abandoned schools, I'll see all these purses and things piled up. can't help but think that potentially somebody's been stealing and emptying purses and throwing them into the abandoned building. Now, the whole back of this building
What the fudge? All that stuff.
is completely piled with junk. I don't know if it's from people in the neighborhood dumping or what, but it seems to be the same sort of items and materials that were found inside the nursing home. Hope you guys enjoyed. Again, please like, subscribe, share the video, go check out Old and Fat Exploration, and hit that bell so that every time I post a new video you won't miss out on it. You'll get to see it while it's hot and fresh off the presses. Thanks for watching. I appreciate your support.